Talking about corporate leadership or political leadership, it is defined a lot by testosterone driven approaches, very masculine, very macho, and that needs to go, in my opinion. I think the world needs a more feminine, dominated leadership. By feminine, I'm not talking in terms of gender here. I'm talking in terms of energies. See, masculine, style of leadership is about domination. It is about competition. It is about winning. Okay, it is largely about I, me, and myself. But if you look at a feminine, style of leadership, it is largely about empowerment, right? It is largely about listening, okay? And it is pretty much mostly about seeing things more deeply in a more connected kind of way.
Empathy?
Yeah, empathy in a more connected kind of way, right? So I think that is one huge challenge that I see with the current crop of leadership, and you can't blame them. And I see, I don't judge people, because if you look at a son, and you got to, in order to know the son, you've got to know the father, right? And if you want to know one particular leader, you've got to see who groomed this person, who this person learned from, and so on. And so I think that is a very, very big aspect that needs to be addressed. To me, the second aspect is something which Yvette touched on. It is self-awareness. Men tend to be less aware overall, compared to women. Women have a biological advantage. Women tend to be because more connected to their bodies. A woman's body is connected to the moon, is connected to the cycles. So because of that, women tend to be more grounded biologically. Women tend to be grounded more emotionally. So to me, this whole element of connection is a huge factor when it comes to leadership. Because at the end of the day, a leader's job is to solve problems. And how can you solve problems if you're not connected? If you're disconnected, prima facie, you will actually aggravate the problem, right? So to me, this sense of connection itself comes if you're very aware. So self-awareness, has got to be one of the foundations of leadership. There are many, many other aspects to it, but if you ask me, the first few things would be what I, touched on.
Yeah. How about you, Dr. Smitha? What are some of the common challenges that leaders present to you when they come to you for help?
Oh, I don't have time. My mind doesn't stop. I just don't have time. I mean, I'm the busiest person. How can I even do a meditation? I don't even have time to eat. Like I'm like eating something on the run. If you just look at the biggest meditators are the most busiest people in the world, right? Including Oprah, to all the people who are in the top league. They are the biggest meditators. So people need to understand that actually to get that kind of a mindful leadership, which is a word which I come across quite a lot in this region of UAE. So in the government, we do this program called mindful leadership. And what is mindful leadership? So being aware and then carry your values and ideologies forward and being integral towards your own values. So so being a leader, you need to identify what can give you the qualities of the leadership. What are the daily rituals, habits, and practices which I need to integrate in my life so that I can be an effective leader? I exuberate. I mean, I have that energy which people can pick up, because everything is energy, right? You are frequency. You are vibrating in a certain frequency, and that's exactly what people pick up. What is inside you is exactly what you reflect as well. And you in fact, attract those kind of people into your life based on your frequency as well. So energy, the right state of mind, the right state of body, energy in the body, in the physical level, that's also very, 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 very important. And there are many, many tools. There are many questionnaires where you can just go through it and identify, which is called a discovery session, where we identify who they are truly, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and then take a step further after identifying. And these are like, there are tools which can take them through and understand whether they are operating from the right brain or the left brain, find out what their neuro agility is, right? And how do they integrate that? So all of these are tools which people need to use to, bring an effective leadership into their lives.
Nice. I love that. I think to echo what you said, we owe it to ourselves as leaders, and we owe it to the people that we lead to be at the right state of mind. So being busy is definitely not a good reason, because to be an effective leader, we must cultivate a good habit